coming on to tell us about his thoughts on Nottingham Forest and going ahead in the league is the amazing Forest Ant, who makes his very first appearance on the stream. Ant, how are you doing? You all right?
I'm all right. Good to meet you, Jay. Bit gutted, actually, because I heard you were at the Union Bar on Saturday, and I didn't catch up with you.
I was at the Union Bar.
Dave Aspie said he'd spoken to you in the Union Bar.
Oh, no, he spoke to me at Boot Room. That's where he spoke to me.
Oh,
I didn't. Yeah, mate, I was gutted.
Yeah, so I didn't miss you then. Maybe next time, catch up with you.
No, 100%. Well, which game are you going to? Is it Tottenham? I think it is. Tottenham at home, should be.
On ticket situation. I mean, the West Ham game, I got one of those extras that came out at the last minute. You know how they released like a block? I'm figuring they kind of kept a block back, you know, because it's sold out. And all of a sudden, I got a message from Kel saying, "Ant, quick, they've got tickets on sale." I went onto the website, straight on ticket. And then I just went silly then.
Well, I do hope you get a ticket for the next one, and if you do, just let me know. You got me on Twitter anyway, and we'll have to meet for them. But I do want to ask you. Welcome to the stream, of course. Forest Ant, everybody, absolute legend. I do want to ask you, how are you feeling going into this Everton game? Because I'm sure you'll be in the same camp as me, as we shouldn't underestimate the opponent ever, and we should always approach with caution, but also excitement as well.
I'm a hell of a lot more confident than I was after the Newcastle game.
Of course, yeah.
And I think if we can play with the intensity that we know we can play with, Everton, if they're taking, aren't they? Let's face it. I mean, they've got no attack. They're all over the place. They've got all sorts of problems. We seem to be gelling so quickly. I mean, that midfield of Mangala and O'Brien was fabulous. I fancy them against most teams, to be honest. And you mentioned about Cookie. When Niakate got injured, yeah, obviously I thought, shit. And then when I saw Steve Cook come on, I felt calm. And as soon as he came on, he was marshalling the defence and didn't look out of place at all.
Well, let me ask you this then, because Forest haven't just got one leader in the team in Joe Worrell. They've got numerous leaders, Niakate being one of them. You know, how important do you think it is to have not just one leader in the squad, but multiple throughout the game?
Yeah, I think anybody that knows football will tell you the more leaders you can have, the better it is. And you're absolutely right. There are leaders in that team. I mean, Jesse Lingard, it's quite, well, you may disagree, but to me, it's quite obvious it's not match sharp yet. There's more to come from Jesse Lingard. Okay. And I think he's one player that will certainly be a leader. And then we've got, I mean, Emmanuel Dennis. I mean, Emmanuel Dennis is a fabulous player. I'm not saying he's a leader, but he's exciting. I don't know how he's going to get in the team, but it's exciting. And the player I would be most excited about would be Aouar. I mean, I think that guy is real quality. He's not been so good at Lyon this last season, but that's because he wanted to go. You know, he wanted to go. And you've seen it with Tielemans this year, who wants to leave Leicester. Last season, he wanted to leave Leicester. You could see he had a quiet season. And I think Aouar, I mean, he's quality. And I don't know. I mean, Jimmy Garner, how's he going to get in the team? If we got Jimmy Garner, we're getting options.
But this is it. If it's not just rotation, it's competition as well. And obviously, if Houssem Aouar doesn't come in like some think he won't, I still think he will, but some are saying not. But that's another conversation.
Well, just quickly on that, I think with Aouar, I don't think we should get into this situation of, well, if he doesn't want to come to us, then sod him, because he's an international quality player and he's not a Nottingham Forest fan. So he's been offered a chance to join a team that, from his perspective, is newly promoted, and traditionally newly promoted teams struggle. And he's probably thinking, well, I might be able to get higher than that. So I don't blame him for waiting. If that's the case, if he's just waiting a bit. But that doesn't mean that he won't end up here.
At the same time, and I do agree, and it's a very good point, he has no allegiance to us, and I understand that. But at the same time, it's also a question of, if we need another midfielder like Steve Cooper or whoever thinks we do by the looks of it, then, you know, why would we want to be waiting potentially another week or two for this signing? Because we don't have those week or two to be waiting, because by then Garner could be gone or Malinovsky could be gone.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, Steve Cooper's the man. If Steve Cooper thinks, yeah, Jimmy Garner, then let's go for him. If Steve Cooper thinks Jimmy Garner's great, but Aouar is a level above, and I would put, I'm speaking of Steve Cooper now, I would rather wait that extra week to get him, then I personally trust Steve Cooper. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we should trust Steve Cooper because he's worked in the Liverpool Academy. He's won the World Cup with the under-17s for England. He's took Swansea up to a place where most of their fans didn't think they'd ever get to. So we can't say that he's an unreliable person, because he's a very reliable person, and look what he's done for us alone. So, but yeah, this is it.
You know what I thought earlier today? I was like most people, I'm checking my phone every 2 minutes to see who we're being linked with, and this, that, and other, Aouar, Garner, this, that, and other. And I thought, bloody hell, this time last year we were looking for nobody, and we were languishing at the bottom of the Championship.
Yeah,
it's just
you can't ever comprehend it, can you? You can't, because
even now it seems like, God, we're there. We've done it.
But this is it though. It's like it's a case of, we thought we were going to get relegated. I was saying to my dad, and I'm an optimistic person, as all of you will know. But I was already thinking to myself, crap, we're going to potentially go to League One here, and how the hell am I going to go to school ever again? If people are going to be just berating me because throughout all my time at school, it's always been, Forest are in the Championship. What are you saying? Even if you try and say, Arsenal are rubbish or whatever, as a joke, it always goes down to, yeah, but hold on a minute. Where are Forest in the in the Premier League? And it's like, well, actually now we're above Man United, so you can say what you want. We're above Man United. So, but I do want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about Lewis O'Brien.
I see a lot of people as well predicting 9th, 12th, 11th. Yeah, maybe. I don't focus on that. I focus on, let's establish ourselves. Let's get to a situation where we are just considered a Premier League team. Not, as we are at the moment, one that could go down or whatever. Let's establish ourselves. And I think this squad that we're building, no matter where we finish this season, providing we finish 17th or above, no matter where we finish it, next season, we're only going to go on. Those players that we're getting are quality players, and they're only going to go on and get better. With Steve Cooper as a manager, who I don't think many people would deny is not just a lovely guy and a passionate guy and a guy that believes in the Nottingham Forest ethos. He's a bloody good tactician as well, and he's a good man manager. And I think he can take.
No, I agree. Well, based off that, then I do want to ask you a little bit about Lewis O'Brien, then, because he's £10 million, a player that I've rated high, and I always mention it because I want people to know I've been saying this since day dot. But Lewis O'Brien, he's a good player. He's a good player, right? And for £10 million, you've got to steal.
Kudos for you for saying it early on, because I didn't know a lot about Lewis O'Brien. I'd not watched Huddersfield a lot, but my God, he's wonderful. His close control, his ability to turn on the ball, his ability to take players on, his passing, his running with everything. To me, he's a proper midfielder. He's got everything. And I saw that in pre-season, but what I saw on Sunday, I was in love. He is.
It's good, but it's good to see, isn't it? Because, I think for £10 million, you've got a player that is he's worth so much more, and not just that, but he's quick on the feet. He's got a great vision. He plays it safe, and he also, he doesn't ever really risk it, but he's always going for kind of optimistic kind of chances, and almost every time they've paid off. So,
and he covers the ground so well as well. He's got so much stamina, and I mean, I'm perhaps gushing a little bit, but to be honest with you, I'm more excited about him now than any of our signings. I just want to see him play again. And when it came up as man of the match, I thought, yeah, man of the match. I agreed with that decision. The only player that I'm wanted to see more from, literally the only one, is Brennan. I want to see a bit more from Brennan. Don't get me wrong. I know he's going to come good. and I know it's a big step up, and I know he's not always getting the chances given to him that he needs. But that he's the only one that's been like a bit quieter for me, a little bit quieter than normal. Do you know what I mean? The rest of them, I mean, Toffolo, he was fantastic. Nico Williams, how good is Nico Williams? I loved Jed Spence. I loved him. I would not swap Nico Williams for Jed Spence.
I said someone said on Facebook, they said Jed Spence, Nico Williams doesn't offer what Spence does, and I went, no, he offers way more. You're right, you know. So
more. He's better in the
he offers a lot more.
He's better at shooting. He's better at crossing. And I loved Jed Spence. I went into quite a depression when he went to Tottenham. You know what I mean? I thought Nico Williams would do well, but I didn't realise he'd be that good. You know.
And this is it. Because he took my advice before the game when I met him. You see, he took my advice. So
is that what it is?
What can I say? Yeah, so did Awoniyi. You know, they all did it. But Taiwo.
Everybody. I mean, I'm not one of these. I never get onto Forest players ever. I mean, I loved Ryan Yates for everybody's just slagging him off, you know. But Taiwo looked a different player. All of a sudden, that pace was there, that aggression was there, the body strength was there. He was against one of the toughest defenders in the division in Zuma, and he gave as good as he got. You know,
I agree, 100%.
And where I was sat was front row. I still call it the executive stand. Brian Clough stand, 18-yard box, and when Taiwo scored, that's where he celebrated right in front of me. It was just. You could see in his face what it meant to him. You know, it's fantastic to see.
Amazing, mate. Well, listen, Ant, it's been good to have you on and talk about Forest.
Man. I appreciate it.
It's been good to have you on again very soon if you're up for it.
Thank you. To be honest, I had a text from Ez saying, "And get on Jamie's show." I said, "Oh, yes, sir."
Yeah, you got to do it. If Ez says do it, you got to do it.
First tells you, if you got to do it, yeah.
You got to do it. He's a legend, is Ez. And Ez, if you're listening, top man, you'll have to come on as well. But Ant, it's been a pleasure. Jump on again soon. On your own advice as well this time. It'd be good to see you again soon.
I was thinking about it anyway, and that just like pushed me over. It's lovely to speak to you, Jamie. You did a great job, mate. You really are.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And listen, this is the amazing Forest Ant. He's been helping us since. Oh, I think my internet's gone off for a minute there.
No, you're fine.
We're all good. It's all been weird.
No Gremlins yet tonight.
Oh, don't. The Gremlins are trying to get me at the moment. But listen, and it's been great. Thank you for your ongoing support, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, take care, mate. Pleasure to be on.
Take care now. That's the amazing Forest Ant, everybody.